We've had loads and loads and loads of rain here in California, all over the West Coast. The reservoirs are filling up, the mountains are getting lots of snow, and even down in Southern California they're getting inches and inches of rain, which is badly needed. Now, unfortunately, this means only one thing. According to the information I'm getting and looking at, it looks pretty much like La Nina is fading away and El Nino is starting to approach. That's why we're getting all this rain, is El Nino tends to bring in lots and lots of rain and make it act as if it's more tropical than it is semi-desert. Now, the other day I got into a discussion with somebody who told me there wasn't such thing as climate change and there was no way to prove it. And I thought to myself, how could this person be this dense for this long and not notice that there's climate change going on? They don't look at anything or pay attention to anything. The only thing they do is go about spewing hate against brown people and black people and anybody who isn't white, and that's all they have time for. They don't have time to look and see what really is going on. So I thought I'd do a video on what exactly is going on. How climate change is fueling extreme weather. Human activity is causing rapid changes to our global climate. When fossil fuels are burned for electricity, heating, and transportation, CO2 is released into the atmosphere. CO2, methane, and other greenhouse gases have caused the temperatures on our planet to rise. The higher the temperatures are fueling climate disasters that will only get worse. Experts warn that we are running out of time to dramatically cut pollution to avoid climate catastrophe. And this is what is happening. Hurricanes are becoming more intense. Wildfires burn longer and bigger. Extreme heat is getting hotter and is lasting longer, and we all know that, except for those that have their head in their ass. Warmer temperatures are driving increases in precipitation and flooding. Planet warming is causing glaciers and ice caps to melt, which is adding water to the world's oceans. Now, we also know that because every time we get high tides or get storms, the coastal cities see flooding. Sea level rise is causing flooding. Winter storms hit harder. What can we do? Well, there's some simple things we can do. One thing is that every single human on the planet could plant one tree, a native tree to their area. Ones that grow there naturally would be the best and most obvious thing, and it doesn't take that long to do it. And you could plant one tree every year or every other year and that would soak up a lot of the CO2 right away and would really help with things such as global climate change. Another thing is drive more economic vehicles, ride public transportation, ride electric vehicles such as scooters, bicycles, motorcycles, and do a lot of walking. Do more walking. It's good for you. You would not only help the planet, but you'd help yourself by improving your health. Try and only have 1 to 2 kids and adopt the rest. Adoption is something that could really help our planet and is a big positive thing that would help our world population. World population is way over budget. We're at 8 billion and climbing. And unfortunately, from what scientists have looked into, is that the world can sustain less than 1 billion humans. And we could stay the way we were if we had 1 billion or less. But unfortunately, we have 8 billion and we have to feed all those mouths. And by adding more humans to the equation isn't going to help anything. Whereas adopting, you still get children, but you don't add numbers to the already bulging population. It's going to hit people. It's going to hit hard, and it's going to hit viciously. Now this summer, with El Nino coming, we're going to find that temperatures are going to get very uncomfortable very fast. And it's going to be a long, hot summer. And, there's not much we can do about it. El Nino lasts as long as La Nina did. We're really in trouble. Lots of drought conditions, lots of fires, and lots of heat stroke going around. too much electricity being used for air conditioning, which will mean there'll be blackouts, rolling blackouts, and that sort of thing. We're really setting ourselves up for a disaster that we'll never forget, the year that El Nino came back. Let's hope that isn't this year, but it could happen. It's looking more and more like it will. Maybe it'll just be a neutral, but still, anything is going to make the heat and temperatures worse, make storms worse, tornadoes, hurricanes, that sort of thing. So, unfortunately, if we don't do the things we're supposed to do, plant a tree, go out and plant a tree. You can do it any time of the year, pretty much, and enjoy being out there and being with nature. So, with that, I think I'll call that a good one, and I appreciate anybody that has any comments about whether climate change is real or not. Is it real where you live? What do you think about all of it? I appreciate the ups, the new subscribers, and definitely your comments. And until next time.